Well, welcome everybody. Let's see. It says that I am alive and that I'm prospering. I'm highly favored. Grace abounds. Hey, I agree with it. Welcome everybody. Prosperity Monday. So good to see you. I hope you had a fabulous Saturday and Sunday. I certainly did. I have to say thank you to everyone who sent me birthday wishes. Thank you. It was, I will, as I told my wife, this was the best birthday ever. I mean, wow, it definitely set the standard. I'll put it that way. And I only had to wait 67 years. Figure that out. I mean, okay. So, how is everybody? So good to see ya. Speaking favor all over ya. Little Bosto here. And hey, if you're celebrating your day, hey, birthday, happy birthday to you. See, tomorrow is the solstice, pretty far out, hey? Feeling the energy, gotta tell you. So, how is everybody? Jed, good to see you. Joyce, Lori, hello. Chloe, much love to you. Susan, hello. Loretta, Deborah, what's up? Emperor Rex, hello. Julie Rose, good to see you, my dear. Isby, how you doing? Peace, brother. And David Castle, how are you? And Rufus, Heidi, how are you doing? Claire, good to see you. John, good to see you, my friend. Um, ah, See, John, that's an easy way to remember that, huh? Red Herring Media, what's happening? Good to see you as well. Lost in Space. Joe Sapien, what is up? There you go. Absolutely. July, good to see you. Yeah, it was a fabulous freaking day. Go, good to see you as well. It was. I mean, Van Morrison has a song, Mama Told Me There'd Be Days Like This, where everything goes right and nothing goes wrong. And you don't have to do a thing because it's like all over you. And yeah, it was a fabulous, I got to tell you, it's just a freaking fabulous, fabulous day. Um, so, what do y'all think of the t-shirts? Huh? What do you think about this? Thinking about putting these out there so others can get it. I think it's pretty cool. I think it kind of memorializes and brings into focus what we created here with our gift. And yeah, so yeah, they just came in early. So I think it's kind of cool as well. Ruby, good to see you as well. Hello, Stephen. What's up off the hook? Yeah. You know, actually have a number of these. And so actually wore this yesterday. We went up to a number of places, went up the mountain, as they would say. And in our travels, actually went to Black Hawk. And if you're not here in Colorado, Black Hawk is where all the casinos are, and very good restaurants as well. Some observations. Interstate 70 is a major east-west thoroughfare for our country. It also serves as a military defensive things. That's why the interstates were built. Anyway, so this time of the year, Denver is a major distribution hub here. I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's not just one, it's thousands. I mean, companies use Denver as a major distribution point. So typically, you would see going up Interstate 70, up the hill, as they would say, Floyd's Hill. And then once you get up near Eisenhower Tunnel at the Continental Divide, you'd see, seriously, well over 100, no exaggeration. I've seen it at times with tractor trailers backed up sometimes for miles. And The strange thing was, folks, in our whole journey, which we covered almost, some 160 miles round trip, we only saw six big rigs. And 2 of those were on the side of the highway. It was really surreal. We went up to the casinos, kicked ass, by the way. Yeah, I knew I was. I told my wife and those that went with us that I said, I'm going to win. I just didn't even think twice about it. And yeah, we were in there for a total of 10 minutes and I doubled our money and we left. We had a great meal, a great restaurant. And here was the other thing. So we're in this restaurant, right? And the waitress comes up and, I always invoke favor because I know that those in the service industry, particularly waitresses and waiters, I mean, that's a hard ass job. It really is. And it's a stressful job because people are assholes. A lot of people are. We saw a couple while we were sitting there. And so we send out the vibe and she felt it. She said, this is a calm table. And so I said, well, how are you doing? And she said, kind of all right. And I said, well, kind of all right means it tells me that maybe it's not all right. And she looked around and she said, well, she said, I came in this morning. There was an incident in the kitchen. And I looked at her and grinned and I said, an incident. Now, our party at the table, they're all listening. And she says, yeah, there was a blow up. And I said, is the food still good? And she says, yeah. But she says, we're less some staff. And I said, well, let me tell you, dear, this table is not going to be a problem with you. If you got other priorities, take it. And anyway, it's everywhere, folks. That's all I got to tell you. It's as if we have gone freaking insane. There was some things that were happening that you're going, I mean, there's no explanation for it. But anyway, what really got me was the lack of tractor trailer trucks. I mean, this is a bad indicator. I think it's Mike over in Southern Prepper One. I had heard through his boots on the ground daily installments that tractor trailer traffic was down across the country. And we just need to send out good vibes to Al and Perry. Many of them can't afford the gas. It's ridiculous. But here's the thing, folks. We should have seen hundreds of tractor trailers up and down Interstate 70. No, that isn't a good sign. That's a very bad sign. I mean, we're talking bad sign. So that's something that we should focus in on and see if we can help that situation, because I don't know what is happening. And as we were talking in this fabulous day yesterday, it was great to have, friends, and we're out just, enjoying life and talking about the relevant things in life, enlightened group. So, we actually had to talk about how if this is happening in the physical, then there has to be a correlating effect in the ethereal. It has to be. Now that would indicate that there is something wrong in the ethereal realm. I don't know what it is. Because and hear me out on this, folks. I tested this out already. So if this ethereal realm is a realm of where you have nirvana, paradise, heaven, I mean, however you want to put the descriptors on it, we should see at least a small relevancy of that replicated here in this plane of existence on Earth. And you know, I saw the mountains are beautiful. They're tragically there was this for the last couple of decades here. The mountains have been devastated with the beetle kill. Those beautiful pines that have survived. There's a second wave, but there, even in nature, when you look at these majestic mountains towering nearly some places 600-700 feet up, and it's just straight up, and you see these magnificent trees growing up. The thing about it is, it's beautiful from only observing. Because if you want to take your ass and hike through that, it's most likely going to kill you. The beetle kill is just enormous. You have trees that, you can't walk through the forest. So anyway, getting back to then what's going on in the spiritual realm? Is there truly this war taking place? Is there truly a battle? And is this battle intensifying to the point that we're seeing the spill over here? Because it's intense. It's real intense here. Planet Earth is, well, it's in the, as they used to say, it's in the proverbial rock and a hard place. And we saw some insane things yesterday. I mean, things that normal people wouldn't be doing. And you have to ask, what's going on here? I mean, is it truly, have we just become insane as a species? I don't know. All I know is that and folks, y'all are as smart as I am. Y'all are as studious as I am. You study, you observe, you calculate, you come to your conclusions, and many of us read a lot of the same material. So, our conclusions are not going to be, outside, I think, the same zip code. But there's something going on. I mean, okay. Lynn would love this. And honey, thank you to our daughter as well. So I knew I was going to win. I told everyone up there, I said, and it only took a couple of minutes for it to actually start manifesting. Now, I like to play roulette. I don't gamble a lot, but I enjoy games of chance. I mean, that's the whole idea. It's a game of chance. So, yes, and if people are thinking, I played my number 29. I knew it was going to hit. I knew it. So I sat down at the table. There's a gentleman over here on my right, and then there's a lovely couple that was over on the left, and several other people on the other side of the table. And, so I had my entourage, it seemed like it was. And I said, we won't be here long. And I put $10 down and, didn't hit. I said, it's going to hit. Put the $10 down again. Didn't hit. And so this guy over here is right. He says, yeah, he says it really, it's one of those games of real luck. And I said, no, there's no luck involved here. I said, my number is going to hit. And I said, it's going to hit now. No fucking sooner did I say that as the marbles spinning around on the table. Guess what it landed on? 29. And I took my investment of $30 and walked away with $350. So, yeah. Manifestation, I guess, that's all I got to say. And I had witnesses, and I said, all right, let's leave. And there was a couple, and they said, you're not going to stay? I said, no. Manifested exactly what I wanted to. I said, now for me to go back in and start playing would be gambling. Guys, so that's a strange definition of how you look at things, but so it was fabulous, folks. That's all I got to say. Fabulous day. That's the only way, right? So a little side note. So there is, you can do spells all the time. We do them anyway. I mean, we are spellers and we are spell catchers. So I did a particular spell, and the strangest thing, this one involved as well with sandalwood, and I don't usually recommend anything. But if you're really into pure type products, this is by far one of the best, particularly in your alchemy. This is really good stuff. I just got to tell you, it is pure. And if you use sandalwood in any of your hey, Ryder, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Got to get you back on, Ryder. Absolutely. Hey, Carlton, how you doing? Rod, good to see you. Chris, good to see you. Folks just stepping in. So, I really, this is some fabulous stuff. I'm going to order some more. But David Berry, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. How are the kids? Good to see you. Got to get you on too. We're gonna do a dudes thing, man. Got to get get Isby on as well. Yeah. So anyway, there was part of my adventure, and I had a chance to digest. I feel like the board. Resistance is futile. I'm going to assimilate you. And that's what happens when we do read, isn't it? We assimilate the words, and the words are magic. I have the Maelstrom. How you doing? Good to see you, my dear. So I am reading this book, and I had started it before, and I've actually talked about it, but this book was like, holy crap. I had to, hey, July, good to see you. So I want to share it with everyone because it was like impactful. So grounding, we all talk about it. We need it all. Grounding. There's nothing like owning property. That's why, it's, we never own property. We're the best. We're, I would say, stewards. And I hope you're a good steward of the planet. She deserves it. And what a gal. She's got beauty, but I don't know about you, but I get a sense that I think her patience has become razor thin. Just get that vibe sometimes. Just saying. Just me. So anyway, enough of me with the jibber jab. I want to share this book with y'all. It's called The Book of Soul Retrieval. This is one freaking good book, folks. If you don't have it, if you can afford it, buy it. There are PDFs. I have the PDF of it. I want to get right into this because there is some stuff in here, folks, we need to be talking about. We're going to only get into like the first 3 chapters. We'll do the Reader's Digest, bridge and unabridged, quick review. This book is interesting. It's for if you're into doing and improving your magic. Yeah, this one is definitely one you want. You probably would benefit well from practicing what's in this book. It is, and I can see that there is a warning on the book. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Just by reading words, you're picking up the energy of that thought form. It's what words are. And when you come across a particular kind of gnosis that really does classify as occult gnosis, hidden knowledge, this one, folks, this one's got it written all over it. And there's 3 main themes, real quick, that we're going to cover: grounding, gratitude, and the feeders. Now, I purposely went into the casinos. I told my wife, I said, it's a great place to experiment. Manifestation in gambling is not a crime, but it's not to be used to be abused. For me, it was an exercise. Now, is there other ways to do it? Yeah, but for me, I thought it was a pretty cool way of doing it. It was a machine, by the way, that was spinning. It was one. They didn't have an actual person in there. So what we've learned here, I just applied it there. Randomness is a cause and effect, right? All right. So let me get on with it. And the feeders aspect of this, because in a environment like casino where people are, listen, they're feeding that egregore. They're feeding that machine too, right? But there's a lot taking place, a lot of psychic energy. If you can sit back and just separate yourself for a minute and just rise in the environment, you can see, for me, it's a kaleidoscope. I see these it's threads, and they're not a particular color. They pulsate. So anyway, I want to get into this. He explains how to use this book, work from the beginning to the end in a systematic, step-by-step way. Well, that's good. Sometimes people skip around. The key point that he really brings out here is the discipline of energy management. I think even so many of us need to be reminded constantly, we're emitting energy all the time. Now, this is where it gets weird. We're all carrying parasites. All of us are. Because you see, we emit energy. We are energy beings. There are other beings that feed off of energy. They do not really emit their own energy. They don't have that capacity. But they do feed off of those who do emit energy. So the key point to this thing is learn to get your chi. I'm going to start taking some Tai Chi. I want to get into a little bit more of the grounding. I think it's really important. I want to get where I can basically sanctify the ground and do the grounding. And this is probably one of the best descriptors of how any person can easily begin to balance that energy, your energy, how you can begin to restrict the parasitic beings that they feed off of us. They're attached to us. It's very difficult to actually cleanse ourselves of them. And I believe it can be done. So the author of this book does. And he says energy management is also the ability to maintain a good and positive amount of chi in your body at all times. This requires daily maintenance and awareness. You must never blow out your energy to the point where you become vulnerable to outside energies that wish to harm or draw your vital energies out of you. And we all know there are many things that every vice, has the counter of, well, you can almost say that anything. Boy, they've got the jets flying over today. I don't know what's going on, but that's just two. You just heard the afterburner go in. That's interesting. Okay. Safe flight, boys, gals, if there's the woman in the captain's seat. So anyway, he said the same principle applies to managing your body's vital energies or chi. And by the way, this guy is a little different because he does not recommend that you spend an inordinate amount of time on your chakras, which is counterintuitive to what everything else you hear out there. And give him at least a listen and consider this. He says, if you have an abundance of chi energy, it will create greater amounts of chi on its own. Unless you fail to protect it, you expend too much at once. You use it in a way that is out of alignment with your interdimensional self, or if you use more than you are creating or accumulating day by day. And so what he goes into is this. What is grounding? Grounding is the process connecting yourself and your energy with the energy of the earth plane herself. It is the first and most important thing you can do to stay energetically healthy. It is an anchor that allows clarity and centeredness in your daily life. I went to a particular place where I go and do business, and there is this individual in his early 20s. And I had to tell him, I said, man, your energy, your aura is just, I said, brother, man, it's kind of this putrefied yellow pus color. And I could actually see it weighing down on him. And he said, yeah, man. And so I just spoke a spell over him, blessing, and laid my hands on him, and just for a brief minute, and he perked up. But yeah, that takes a lot more work than that. It says it's the why should we ground ourselves? Because it will automatically clear out your energy, the subtle bodies of stuck garbage and attachments that have clung to you during your days. And then the thing about them is they're out there all the time. It's a cleansing. Many of you know that. We have to cleanse ourselves daily. I mean, it's just a fact. I did a thing with sage when we got in yesterday. And why? To get the hell out of here. So, he says it also charges your energy. It can make you feel your best mentally, spiritually throughout the day. So he goes into a number of exercises, how this can be done. I'm not going to spend an inordinate amount of time on this. If you want it and want to get into it, it works. Many of you who already use certain meditative techniques, breathing techniques, this would be just a modification of those particular disciplines. I want to get into here. So he gets into the step by step. This is interesting. So he says in step 1, he says, see the lower dantian. That's what he says we call it, just below the navel, deep in your abdomen in the front of the spine. It often appears as a red ball of light energy. But if you can see it in your mind's eye, do not try to alter its appearance or color. Connect with this center and feel the heat coming from it. Place your right hand on it as you breathe and connect. Now, see a cord of bright energy, like a fiber optic cable connected to the dantian, extending downward to an olive green round center at your feet, between them. This circular ball of energy, or earth star, is usually a shade of green, but once again, do not change its appearance if you see it in your mind's eye. See the olive green center extend downward into the earth below your feet. Allow it to descend slowly at first, then start to pick up speed as it drops deeper and deeper into the earth. Send the earth star center into the deep layers of the earth until you feel energy begin to rise up your legs and torso. Step 4. Once you will feel the vibrant, gentle, dark, and creative energies of Mother Earth, take a minute to synchronize with this energy and see roots growing out from your earth star into the surrounding abundant yin qi. This will automatically balance your own body's energies. Thank the earth now for allowing you to synchronize with her. Step 5. Now take a few minutes to communicate your needs to the earth. Remember, she is a conscious, sentient, living being. You do not need to use words, just communicate your feelings. Do not forget to send the feeling of gratitude to her for her help. If you need to name her, then his suggestion is use the name Nema, or some would say Gaia as well. Both are names of the mother goddess or earth goddess that are very primal, powerful, and at the same time loving. If you need extra energy to get through your day, then ask her for it. Ask her to charge your energy system. Change is not bad either. Any other pressing matters that you may be worrying about can be released to her as well. You may also ask her to clear your energy system of harmful, stuck energies. Once you feel centered, balanced, and well, open your eyes and begin your day. Pretty simple. He gets into the chi building. He says chi building is the process of building and circulating vital energies throughout your body. Some methods of chi building are qigong, tai chi, martial arts of various styles, and even sun gazing. Qi is strengthened and increased by using energies of both positive and negative polarities. Yin and yang, or the energy of below and the energy of above. This is my understanding of it as I have learned and taught myself through trial and error over the years. Qi building is also accomplished by journeying with one's astral body into different realms of accumulated qi. Qi is generalized terms in this context for energies that increase strength, personal power, and vitality. There are forms of qi that are negative or sickness qi that must be expelled and replaced with the right kinds of impart maximum health and well-being. He gets into why you should begin to build up your qi. Depression is often a symptom of having a low amount of qi, followed by other symptoms of mental or even psychotic nature. An example is one suffering traumatic life events that caused him or her to lose a large portion of qi by excessive unhealthy activities driven by grief or whatever intense emotion they may have been feeling. Yeah. So, and there's a number of them. Where I used to run and now walk, it's just the way it is. There is, I've been noticing this, and it's amazing because there is, I think there is 4. They're what I would call aging gracefully, but they're out there when the sunrise, and now I am going to approach them, and this is what they do. And I've watched them, and it's beautiful. So, yeah. And again, when the student is ready, the teachers will appear, right? He gets into also about sun gazing. He talks about the different types of chi that you can incorporate. Again, I won't get into this, but what this does lead to, and here is what I really wanted to show you. This is interesting. This is not the chakras. This is the human energy system without chakras. And this is interesting. So he was talking about this lower center, the lower dantian. And as you can see, it's right below the navel, right above the sexual organs. And it resides where I would call where your intestines would be. And as you can see, there is this cord, and you can see how to visualize this now. There is the green ball, circular sphere, representing the Earth's star. Now, if you look at here as well, he gets further into details of how we can actually produce a shield using this energy to protect us. And once the shield is activated, there isn't anything that's going to mess with you. They can't. And unless, there's a break in the shield. Captain, the shields are down. My God, man, get the shields up. So we have the chest center. This is the middle dantian. This is a powerful center of energy. The head center, what they call the upper dantian. And then this is where, in my description, even reading from his, I think this is where the soul exists. Maybe it's where consciousness, but it's the soul star connection to, it's what connects us to the ethereal. And many of us who practice enhancing our natural abilities, we're much more versed. We're not frightened by the, astral realm. And this is interesting. And he gets into it. He says, there are 6 energy storage centers. This is what I have found is the most accurate out of personal experience. Okay. It may be different for you. However, if you are not sure of how your own energy system is naturally structured, then I would use this chart as a reference guide until you become more aware of what works best for you. And again, this is not dealing with chakras. He actually warns against that. So very quickly, he says from top to bottom is the soul star, or connection to the above overworld. This I have found is a very watery energy, or what we would call a yin chi in the abyss, like space of the overworld. If you use the soul star to connect to the sun, then that is a different story. This is a yang energy, but I will not go too deep into the different energies you will find in the overworld just yet. The soul star is useful in many ways with energy work techniques as well, specifically shielding techniques, which I will go into later in this book. The head center, or upper dantian, is where one stores energies to help strengthen psychic abilities such as clairvoyance, telepathy, thought receiving, etc. It does not matter too much what kind of chi you store here because each of these energy storage centers are connected by the central channel in an energy body. In yoga, this is called the Shushramana Nati. Although the name is not important, all you need to realize is the structure and function of the energy system. The middle dantian, or chest center, is a great center to focus on in meditation, I have found, and it serves as a means of strengthening the connection of all the energy storage centers. I call it the chest center because it is a bit above the traditional heart center. Also, I do not refer to it as the thymus center because it is a little deeper than where the thymus is actually located on the body, not that it is necessarily tied to a physical part. The core center is the center of balance, and it is a good center to connect with and combine chi of more than one kind. What I mean is that one can use both yin and yang together to create more powerful effects on their reality, etc., healing for themselves and others. If you're a healer, you know this. This is what is emitting from our bodies. Many of us have the ability to store what I would call probably above average energies than others. I don't know if that's just predisposition or if that is through the actual discipline or exercise, and I don't know. The lower center, or lower dantian, is the primary center to focus on when drawing chi from the earth and feeling grounded and protected. The earth star is the center one that sends into the earth to synchronize their energies with her, to change their vibration to one of healing and balance. The earth is a gentle yin chi. However, one can draw yang chi from the earth as well. There is obviously more to the earth than what most people have been told, I feel. I think he's right. The colors of each of these centers is whatever color energy they are filled with, generally speaking. I do not like to assign them specific colors for this reason. Also, sometimes they may appear dark. This does not necessarily mean that there is something wrong with them or with you. Usually it means that you are storing creative manifestation type energy or yin energies. Now, I will tell you this, I did feel drained afterwards. I took a little nap because I don't know if it's intense concentration, it does take a lot of energy. People are now going, you're not going to be able to walk back in there. Anyway, he goes in and talks about how you can build these chi energy centers, and how you can do, he shows you how to do the breathing exercises as well. I have other things I want to cover. But again, if you want the book, it's here. And he is very methodical in his instructions. They are simple to follow. They are easy to adapt to. And I suggest you might want to apply them. So he talks about shielding. He says, what is shielding? He says, shielding is a practice of protecting your accumulated vital energies and chi. It is a way of defending your energy. It is not proficient by itself at completely guarding your energy, but it is a necessary step in the process of learning to protect yourself fully. He goes and talks about why you should do this. And again, I'm not going to get into a lot of it, but it's very interesting. All right. In fact, I should read this. The more chi or vital energy that you have, the greater the likelihood that someone or something in the astral plane or physical plane will try to steal it or take it from you through manipulation or psychic vampirism. For this reason, it is necessary to protect your energies from this and other forms of energetic attack. Not only will shielding provide some protection from vampiric draining attacks, it will guard you from your enemies who may be launching magical attacks at you as well. It does. Let me just tell you something. The reason why gossip is so dangerous, it's spell casting. It is. And the problem with gossip and that type of spell casting, it's always a curse. Always. And what really makes it really bad is that if it's particularly unprovoked, it has the boomerang effect. Observe. You'll see that this is true. If you have shielding, however, it is likely to deflect at least some of their attack back on them. They will then think twice before attacking you with magic again. Astral entities can use magic on you as well, and their attacks are often quite stealthy and hard to notice until it's too late to block them. When shielding, the damage done to your subtle body can be mitigated to a degree. The most important reason for shielding is not protection from other people or other magicians, witches, or sorcerers, though. It is for protection from the parasites that use the matrix that we live in to feed on us throughout our lives without our even realizing it. He says, now I am sure that this sounds like a very audacious and wild statement to you if you're not fully aware of what transpires in the astral plane. Folks, you can't go through, if you've ever been, unfortunately, where there's forest fires and when the smoke moves in, that smell, that acidic smell is on everything. It's the same thing when we go through the astral realms. There's energies. There's energies that none of us even can comprehend. He says, I'm not trying to scare you. He says, I will go into detail about these beings, and we will. He talks about how to begin to build the shield. You do your grounding. You do the chi building as described. And then you actually start using the sun gazing, using the sun. You call upon Shekmut, very important, Ra, Saroth, whatever it is. Won't get into this just yet. Maybe a little bit more detail because, again, I want to get in, and there's some stuff I'm really missing here. I mean, this is what you would actually say once you followed the steps. And this is what you say out loud. It is my will to be protected from harmful and intrusive energies, psychic and physical attacks, energy loss and leakage, frequency control, astral hooks, psychic vampirism, curses, hexes, bindings, mental or emotional manipulation, blank slate technologies, mind control, implants, archons, and astral parasites. So, as we get into the next one, and I really hope you get the book. So this is how the shield works. And Trina and I may talk about this tomorrow. This is what I found fascinating. And in a sense, I look back and many of the things that I have practiced, it's all connected. And so building a spear around me, I've done that for a long, long time. And now that I can connect this and just simply overlay it as a template, wow. So he talks about, again, I'm not going to, if you want the book. So I want to get into this second part of this as he spins through. If you can read this. Gratitude for life. Gratitude is the most powerful magic that you can apply to your existence. Gratitude is on a level, and I won't get into a lot of this, but this is one of the key things of protection. It's this attitude of gratitude. It's powerful because it repels negativity. It repels anger. It repels resentment. It repels virtually anything that would be the antithesis of what would be the best type of energy to have. And in this, he brings out the fact that by gratitude, it's man, I mean, you've got the turbo on. It's powerful, and I'm telling you, the angelics, powerful beings are attracted to light bearers, what we are, that have this aura of gratitude. When it permeates your etheric aura. Anyway, this is what I was building up to. So let's talk about the enemies. He said, for starters, there are many smaller energy draining astral parasites out there that you must protect yourself from. These usually appear in the mind's eye as a rodent, a rat, or other creepier or various types of insects. At times, they appear as formless blobs of energy. These are often man-made thought forms gone awry. All astral parasitic energies feed on low-frequency emotions and feelings. Because of this, they do everything that they can do to exasperate a negative emotion or feeling that person may have. Have you ever been on that where you just had that sudden thing? And it's so easy to give into it. And if you do, you know that the next thing you're saying, why did I go down this road? Why did I get so angry? Yeah, there's a reason for it. They look for weakness, fears, doubts, pain in the body, depression, you name it. Any emotion or feeling that is low frequency and is causing you to suffer. As a Riki master and chi healer, energy healer, I find these astral parasites lodged in many of the energy bodies of my clientele often, and even in my own energy body at times. They are easily removed once you place attention on them and realize their presence. Usually, the energy body has been damaged and needs healing or repairing after removal of such an entity, though. Kind of like a tick in Lyme disease, you know? If you are suffering from unexplainable, nonstop anxiety or depression, I personally do not recommend taking pills or getting therapy before you check your body energy for these entities and learn the steps of energy management. If your symptoms are energetic, you will feel better almost immediately after you do the energy management work. If you do not feel better, there is more to be learned still before resorting to pharmacia. So archons, he gets into the fact that the archons are the astral parasites of what most commonly known as the archon type parasites. These are known as archons because they fit the description of certain beings in Gnostic scriptures and text. He said, I'm not trying to creep you out, but you must be aware of your enemies or you will have trouble in your spiritual growth process. The enemies are there. No matter how much you focus on love and light, they will continue to prey on you while you are sleeping. I mean this literally and metaphorically, just to clarify. There are a few types I've come across in my own growth, and I will explain one by one. Number one, the drone arachnid type. These suckers are what you will most commonly find draining you while you're sleeping. They look like big, flat, black, and gray spiders. I remember the first time I found one on me as a child. I awoke and sat up in my bed. My astral vision was still on. It came from the corner of my bed and crawled up my arm. It was a huge spider shape. I was terrified and screamed for my mother. When she arrived, the drone vanished because I was fully awake by the time my mother was holding me. Just a bad dream, she said. I wish it were true. These entities seem to be more prevalent than ever before today. There's more of them. They're crawling all over their sleeping prey. Perhaps they are part of the reason that people have such a hard time sleeping at night and why they feel so tired the next day. Drone type archons, such as these, will often enter your dream plane and directly penetrate your astral body. The most common area they penetrate, from my experience, is the heart center, creating jealousy, hatred, envy, and every other heart-related emotional issue possible in the dayside reality. For example, you may feel insecure in your relationship no matter what, because they are stuck inside your body, creating the feelings and feeding off of you. If you've had a dream of a large black spider pouncing on you and burrowing into you, then you may actually be a victim of this arachnid type archon. 2, the floating type with tendrils. These are very common and look like a big, flat, black and gray floating squid with tendrils used to pierce your aura and suck your energy. They do not burrow into you. They float beside or above and hook your aura or energy body with a tendril. These are quite prevalent in daily life. This is why I include astral hooks in the shielding statement in the energy management section of the book. They may come in an organic form or machine-like in organic form. 3, humanoid type with tendrils. These particular archon type parasites have arms and legs and look human shaped. They have tendrils all over their bodies that slither all over around them looking to feed. They also have the ability to speak in English, I would probably think any other language. Most commonly threatening words when you realize that they are present. Their voices are raspy, gurgly, and frightening. They are not as common, but will show up once you kick out their inferiors or drones. They look organic so far as the author has seen. I will show you how to deal with these beings. Unfortunately, they are not as easy to get rid of as the other astral parasites that are around. They require the use of powerful magic to break free of them with finality. So, 4 is the spinal implant type. This is where the shit really gets real and disturbing. These entities legit hack your brain and vital energy systems by implanting themselves in your spinal cord and central nervous system, primarily to filter out their detection from your awareness. I mean this in the astral sense only. For those who may take this out of context, they keep you asleep like a good sheep. Disgusting to think about it, really. I have specific ways to rid them from your body and mind completely. They can literally wipe your thoughts of their existence. They take your attention off themselves and make you do things that are all about ego, mind, eat, sleep, sex. These are the ones responsible for mind control activity. Sounds crazy, I know, but it will not hurt to try to clear yourself of them, whether you believe they are real or not. Personally, I did a cursing rite to rid them of my mind. That same night, after falling asleep, I saw them in my dream getting pulled out of my brainstem or my subtle body. This was supremely disturbing, but I am super happy I have my mind awake, wide awake, and in my own control. So let's go in and take a peek at these. So here is the arachnid drone. Allow me to get these pulled up so everyone can see them. Imagine that's crawling on us, feeding on us right now. This is the floating type. Interesting rendition. It looks like a virus. It's exactly what it looks like. We continue. I hope. Sketch 2. These are the spinal implants. And this is where they connect This is where they're feeding off of, who knows, probably all of us. I don't know. I've had dreams where I've seen something similar to this, not like this, but yeah. So is this what feeding off the vast majority of humanity now? Something's happening. We know that. I know I'm going to go just a touch over, but all right. So these are the human types. No, this is the squid. These are the ones that float in the astral wherever we walk. And these are the hooks of the tendrils. This is the being itself. I don't know if these things have spirits or if they're, they seem to be sentient and self-aware, which this is the humanoid type. Has anyone seen this? These things are constantly moving over the body. And I think then we get into the controllers. So anyway, what am I doing there? Let's go the other way. There we go. All right, I can see that my time has come on that, but weird, isn't it? I don't know if it's true or not, but I know this, that, that's how we learn. What was that, John? I saw a video where one of those fell off his. Now I'm catching up there in the chat rooms. Like, okay, Steigers, now what are you going to do? All right, folks. Interesting book. I'll get into it a little bit more. The grounding techniques are really cool. As to the rest of this information, I don't know. I think there's legitimacy to it. I think there is, cause to look into this a little deeper. Brian, how you doing? Shannon and Wise April Fool, how are you doing? Brandon, how you doing? I think I saw Courtney in here earlier. She's going to be doing a show with Lindsay later on at 6 o'clock my time. So that is family. What's the book? Snake Jones 19 wants to know. The book is called, and it's not that big, folks. The book is called The Book of Soul Retrieval, written by Enoch B. Pettarelli with Sarah Petcarulli. I guess that's David Barry. Thank you, sir. I will, and you enjoy your evening, my friend. Dave Sullivan, how you doing? Yeah. Happy, let's see, is that Hannes Epiphany? Looks like the thing on the Stranger Things series. Isn't it weird? Yeah. Boston Space, how you doing? Marie, I hear you. So you're in jail time. You're in timeout in the corner. Yeah. So, hey, Mary Wins, thank you for the emails, my dear. Mary Wins and I have well, we all have a lot of the similar taste in our music, but yeah. The Dan, yeah, it is, yeah, Dan Brown's book. Yeah, it's interesting. Missy, how you doing? Good to see you. Matthew, hello. Nunu, good to see you as well. Susan, New Yoda. So, remember, folks, this is what we have given the world. Go inside for truth. It works. Go look up, is that Vecna character from Stranger Things? Looks like the dude with tentacles. Okay. I will check that out for sure. Thank you, Mary Wins. Appreciate that. It was the freaking best birthday ever. I mean, it was freaking awesome. And I have a sense that it's just it's the progenitor of what this year is going to be. So, Michelle D, thank you. Elderberry. All right, folks. See you tomorrow. Checking in with Miss Trina. So I appreciate all of you. I really do. Y'all just have enhanced my life, and y'all are the that keeps giving every day. So thank you. That's best way I know how to say it, and to honor you all, because it is an honor to be known by y'all. So there we go. Peterson, good vibrations indeed. Eric, good to see you. Bonnie, hello. All right, folks, going to go and get some energy. All right. Peace out, folks. See you tomorrow. All right.